In this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about man coverages. Before we get started, a quick message. Welcome back to XP Camps. We educate the next generation of athletes about sports through gaming. If you're looking to improve your football IQ this offseason or find an affordable way to support the content we do here at XP Camps, I recommend you check out our courses at xpcamps.com. Our courses break down over 200 real-life concepts in Madden, so every time you load into the virtual gridiron, you're getting real-life reps on concepts your coaches want you to learn. Become a better, smarter football player, guaranteed, and click the link down in the description to start training today. Now, let's jump back into the video. This is a follow-up to the Everything You Need to Know About Zone Coverages video, and if you haven't had a chance to catch it yet, I recommend you watch it as there's a lot of useful tips that are going to translate over into this video. Now, the first thing I'm going to start with is how these man coverages get their name. Similar to zone coverages, man coverages get their name based on how many deep defenders are on the field. So in this instance, we have two deep zones on the field, as you could see with this blue zone with Jaquan Brisker and this one with Eddie Jackson. So because there's these two deep zones on the field, this is going to be a cover two man coverage. The five underneath defenders are manned up on wide receivers. So you could see it's signified by the gray line. Edmonds is manned up on Aaron Jones. So when the ball is snapped, Aaron Jones is going to be Edmonds' responsibility to defend. And as you can see, everywhere else on the field, all of the receivers are manned up. So you have two deep zones, five people manned up underneath, and then the remaining four players are going to be rushing the quarterback. So that's the basics of cover two. You could get a little creative, and maybe you're rushing five players now, and nobody's manned up on the halfback, and maybe you would call that because you're expecting the halfback to stay in and block, and you want to send additional pressure, whatever it may be. But this is the basics of a cover two defense, so now let's jump into a cover one. And as you might have guessed, it's called a cover one because you have a single high safety on the field or one deep defender in a deep zone, as you could see right here with Eddie Jackson. And a quick tip for you, if you see this single high safety or you see this safety sink back into coverage like this, it could only be one of two coverages. It's either a cover one man, as you can see right now, or it's going to be a cover three zone that we learned in our last video of everything you need to know about zone coverages. So if you really think about it, it can't be a cover two, a cover four, a cover six, or a cover eight zone. And it also can't be a cover two or a cover zero, as you're going to learn in the next section. None of those coverages have a single high safety. So if you see this safety dip and become the single high safety, just know that it could only be a cover one man or a cover three zone. And then as we look at the other defenders, we have five defenders underneath manned up on the five eligible receivers with these five defenders, which are our cornerbacks, our slot corner, our outside linebackers, and our middle linebacker. And then we have our four down linemen who are going to be rushing the quarterback. And then we have this additional defender right here. Now this defender right now is a robber. This defender could either be a robber, a plugger, or even a blitzer if you wanted to send extra pressure at the quarterback like this. So I won't go into too much detail. If you want to learn more about robbers, pluggers, and blitzers, I recommend you check out xpcamps.com where I go into more depth. All you really need to know for this video is this player can have a multitude of responsibilities based on what your coach is seeing, based on what the offense is running. It really depends on if you're going to put them as a robber, a plugger, or a blitzer. Again, I won't go into too much detail, and if you want to learn more about the cover one man, go check us out at xpcamps.com where our subscriptions start for $4.99. But this is the basic foundation of a cover one. Again, the biggest takeaway or the easiest way to read this is if you have this single high safety and the defenders underneath are manned up. And then you really just need to read this defender to see if they're going to be a robber, plugger, or blitzer. But this is the foundations of the cover one man. Now let's jump into our last section with the cover zero man. If you're enjoying the content and want to continue improving your football IQ, check out our courses over at xpcamps.com. We offer fun, engaging, and affordable training aimed at making you a better, smarter football player, guaranteed. Let's jump back into the video. Now it's called the cover zero man because, as you may have guessed, there are zero deep defenders on the field. So this is going to be a much more aggressive defense where you're hoping the man coverage doesn't get beat and the additional pressure you're sending at the quarterback gets home, because since there's no deep zones on the field, you're just blitzing those extra players at the quarterback. So as you see, we still have our 5 players that are manned up on their receiver. We have our 4 down linemen who are rushing the quarterback. But now instead of having a cover 1 with a plugger or robber or a cover 2 with 2 deep safeties, now those 2 extra players are just going to be blitzing the quarterback. So now we're going to be sending 6 at the quarterback while having 5 manned up in coverage. Again, this is a very aggressive coverage that I would only recommend running in certain situations that we cover in our XP Camps ebook. But this is what a cover 0 would look like, and there's a lot of variations to it. So on this one, the outside linebackers are blitzing. If we were to go into this DBL safety blitz, now it's still a cover 0, but now those safeties are going to be the ones crashing down and blitzing, and the outside linebackers are now manned up on these wide receivers while these safeties are blitzing. If we were to do this again, now we switch it up where now the middle linebacker is going to be the one that's blitzing, and this outside linebacker is going to be the one that's manned up on the halfback. And then if we were to switch it one more time to free fire, or excuse me, not free fire, thunder smoke. Now as you can see in thunder smoke, now we're blitzing all the linebackers and nobody's manned up on that halfback out of the backfield. So there's really a lot of variety that you can use in this cover 0. And it makes it really hard for the offensive line to guess who you're blocking. If, let's say, you run this, the first play, where they're expecting that middle linebacker to be the one that's manned up, and then the next play you run this, where now the middle linebacker is the one that's going and the outside linebacker is the one that's manned up. There's really just a lot of variety that you could send at the quarterback when you're blitzing out of a cover 0. So it's a good defense, it's an aggressive defense, but be careful when you're running it, because if any one of these players gets beat by their man on defense, it's going to result in an easy touchdown because you have 0 help over the top helping you out. So again, great aggressive defense, just be careful when you're running it. But these are the 3 man coverages that you need to know at every level in order to run a successful defense, and this is how they function. If you found value in this content and you want to support us, make sure you drop a like and a sub, and check out our courses. The link is in the description below. I'll catch you all in the next one.